Hello, welcome back to the shed where I have a week off, so I'm expecting some good progress to be happening in the shed this week. I'm going to start off with a little bit of feedback and questions from the previous video. What is the purpose of coating the centerboard and centerboard case in graphite? Well, the simple answer to that is it is a very good way of reducing friction, which means that it's going to help with the abrasion to stop things from wearing down quite so much. But more importantly, it also means that it's going to make it just that little bit easier to raise and lower the centerboard as is needed. The other thing that has been noted is that in my haste I forgot to show everybody the actual finished centerboard, so we'll have a quick look at that in just a few moments. So let's get on with it, shall we? So here is the centerboard temporarily rigged up into its final space where it will go. We're going to need to attach a rope onto this part here that will run through the pillar here, come out the back and along here, and that will provide the lifting force so that we can lift the centerboard up and out of the way when we need to come. So that's just a temporary spindle that I've put in place for demonstration purposes. The centerboard itself has got a few little rough spots on it, which I'm going to sort out before we finally do the final fitment. But that's essentially how it's all going to work. The next thing we need to do, as you'll see, I've now actually started gluing the bulkheads in place. Got some nice fillets going on and the end posts and everything. Come around this side, and I've filleted the uprights. I need to put some tape on those as well. Slight departure from the plans, I believe, is that I've left it so that everything still is liftable, because what I want to do is make sure that we've got a decent amount of glue actually that the bulkheads are sitting on. So what I'm going to do is just temporarily lift it up, and then I'm going to run a bead of thickened epoxy underneath everywhere where it meets the bottom, and then I'm going to drop it down onto it and then do the filleting around everything. Electric scissors, brilliant for cutting fiberglass. Well, you may have seen that I've been working with a pair of headphones on occasionally, and mostly I listen to podcasts while I'm working, very occasionally some music. But recently I've discovered that a book that I read many years ago, The Unlikely Voyage of Jacques de Croix by Sandy McKinnon, is available on audiobook. So I treated myself and splashed out to a copy of it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. This is the tale of Sandy, who was a teacher, and he borrowed a mirror dinghy that belonged to the school that he was working at, with the intention of sailing it down the British canals to Dover. And he forgot to stop, and basically carried on all the way through France and down through Germany and all the way through Europe, and ended up on the Black Sea, which is a marvellous voyage. And he did it all in an 11-foot mirror dinghy, which is just incredible. And the mirror dinghy is very similar to the Scamp in the fact that it's got the pram bow, and the Scamp is only a foot longer. And it just happens that my girlfriend has a property in Bulgaria on the Black Sea, which has kind of got me thinking. No, that's just crazy. No, stop it, Nick. Stop it. The centreboard case requires a double thickness of wood inside the ballast tank, which will allow for the bush to be embedded that houses the spindle that the centreboard itself pivots on. Here I am cutting the piece of wood which is called a doubler, which will be glued and screwed inside the ballast water tank. Once I've fitted the other side of the centreboard case, then a similar doubler will be applied on the outboard side of the centreboard tank as well. So I was really upset the other day when I went to order some more colloidal silica off Amazon and discovered that the price seemed to have gone up from the £9 that I normally pay to £18, and I was all huffing and puffing and grumbling and blaming Trump and his trade war that's currently going on. And so imagine my surprise when the lovely man from Amazon turned up and this was what was delivered. For reference, this is the size that I was expecting, so my upset and grumpiness was very much misplaced. This is 60 grams, this is 275 grams, so just one of those examples that it pays to buy in bulk. Hopefully this will last me for the rest of the boat. So here I've mixed up a batch of unthickened epoxy, and I'm now going to draw some up into a syringe. So this will give the inside of the screw holes a nice coating. The doubler itself gets a coating of unthickened epoxy. And here we have thermal runaway, or is it thermal runoff? The chemical reaction going on in that little pot there. You can feel it's hot. It's only the second time I've ever seen this.
Epoxy thermal runaway, also known as exotherm, is a rapid self-heating process, where the epoxy mixture generates excessive heat during curing. This heat buildup can lead to dangerous consequences like melting, smoking, ignition, and even explosions.
So, cheers. What a fantastic week. We've got all the bulkheads glued onto the bottom plank. We've got the centerboard case doubler attached inside the water ballast tank. We've got the seat tops dry fitted, and we've had thermal runaway. What an amazing week we've had. It's really heartening to see all this good stuff happening and getting the boat looking more and more like a scamp every day. So fantastic. I'm really pleased with what's been going on. So I'm in two minds of what to do next. We have the cockpit sole doublers to do in the water ballast tank and the cockpit footwell. That's something that I could do. And also we have the bow section which needs its bulkheads put in place. That will be exciting because that will include also having the pram bow section fitted, so I might start thinking about that next. I'll give it some thought and let you know what's happening next week. All that remains for me to say is thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this at all, then please do give me that thumbs up, and why not subscribe as well, so that every time I release a new episode you can get a notification. And good luck if you're building your own scamp. I hope this is helping too. Cheers, see you next time. Lodichka here, navigating from the captain's quarters.